Hello, our students of First Prep at the Youth Language School Science Department welcomes you. Today we are going to study the physical properties of matter and how can we use this property to distinguish between different substances. Today we are going to study melting and boiling point. As we know before change from solid into liquid, this is called melting by heating. Body change from liquid state into gaseous state, this is called boiling, also by heating. So I can define melting process. It is the change of matter from solid state into liquid state by heating. But the melting point is the temperature at which matter begins to change from solid state into liquid state. Each different substances have different melting points. So the substances are divided into substances have low melting point and another substances that have high melting point. Substances that have low melting point such as wax, butter and ice. Substances that have high melting point such as iron, copper, aluminum and table salts. Let's study life applications on melting point. Cooking pots are made up of aluminum or stainless steel. Aluminum and stainless steel have high melting point. Then we are going to study boiling point. And as we know, boiling process is the change of matter from liquid state into gaseous state by heating. But boiling point, it is the temperature at which matter begins to change from liquid state into gaseous state. How can we use boiling point in the life application? So, life application of boiling process, it is a separation of the components of petroleum oil, because the components of petroleum oils are different in their boiling points. Now we are going to study the physical property number 5. It's called hardness. Solid substances are divided according to hardness into soft solid substances such as rubber. Rubber is soft at room temperature. The another substances become soft by heat, such as metals. Metals such as iron, aluminum, and copper. The type number 3, it is the substances can't be softened, such as coal and sulfur. Let's study life application on hardness. Screwdrivers are made up of steel iron. Why screwdriver made up of steel iron? Because it is very hard. The rods used in building concrete houses are made up of iron, not copper, because hardness of iron more than the hardness of copper. Now we are going to study the physical property called electric conduction. Matters or substances are divided into good conductors and bad conductors. Good conductors substances allow electricity to flow through, but bad conductors that are substances don't allow electricity to flow through. Let's take an example on substances which are good conductors, which allow electricity to flow through. Solid substances which are good conductors, such as metals, iron, silver, copper, and aluminum. There are also solutions that are good conductors, which allow electricity to flow through or to pass through, such as acidic solution, alkaline solution, some salt solution. Let's take an example on bad conductors. Bad conductors such as gases. The air is bad conductor, for example. And there are solid substances which are bad conductors such as sulfur, phosphorus, wood, plastic. There are some solutions which are bad conductors such as solution of hydrogen chloride and benzene, and sugary solution is also bad conductor. For example, if we make electric circuit by using a metal, in case of using metals, the lamp will illuminate, but in case of using ceramics, it will not illuminate, because metal is good conductors of electricity, but ceramics are bad conductors of electricity. Let's study life application on electric conduction. Electric wires are made up of copper or aluminum, but it covered with plastic layers. Because both of copper and aluminum are good conductors of electricity, while plastic is bad conductor of electricity. Screwdrivers are made of steel iron, but their handles are made up of wood or plastic, because iron steel is good conductors of electricity, but wood and plastic are bad conductor of electricity. Let's study the physical property called thermal conduction, and how can we use thermal conduction to differentiate between different substances. The substances are divided into good conductors of heat and bad conductors of heat. Good conductors of heat. What's meant by good conductors of heat? These are substances which allow heat to flow through. But bad conductors of heat, substances which don't allow heat to flow through. Let's take examples on good conductors such as iron, silver, and aluminum, but bad conductors such as non-metals as wood and plastic. Let's study life applications on thermal conduction. Cooking pans are made up of aluminum because aluminum is good conductor of heat and it has high melting point, but it handles or their handles are made up of wood or plastic because they are bad conductors of heat. Now we are going to study chemical properties of matter and how can we use chemical properties to distinguish between different substances. Metals are divided into three types according to their chemical property. Number A, very active metals. Very active metals such as sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium are very active metals, so they are kept under kerosene surface. Give a reason. Sodium and potassium are kept under kerosene surface to prevent their reaction with atmospheric oxygen. Second type, less active metals. Less active metals such as iron, aluminium, and copper. Iron, aluminium, and copper are less active metals. They react with atmospheric oxygen but after a period of time. Life applications on chemical property, steel bridges and holders of light bulbs are painted from time to time to protect them from rust and corrosion. The third type of chemical properties of matter, inactive metals such as silver, platinum, nickel, gold, and chromium. They are inactive metals. They are inactive metals. They protect their and keep their shiny. Life application of chemical activity. Silver, gold, and platinum are used in making jewels because they are chemically pure active or they are inactive. They keep their luster for a long time. We use nickel, gold, silver to cover other substances which rapidly gain rust, such as iron, to protect them from rust and corrosion because nickel, gold, silver are inactive metals.